I've heard of some firms too that are giving deadlines. I had breakfast with a firm yesterday that was saying, we're giving all of our manufacturers a deadline of January 1st to start reporting a certain amount of information, and if they do, they go on a preferred list for us to work with them. So it's interesting to see that shift from the architecture firm side too, that people are really adapting to this and incorporating it and setting their own discussions and using, there's so many different tools and certifications out there. I think that's another interesting thing that comes into the mix, is all the different ways that you can evaluate something and how people are creating their own methods as to what they're putting emphasis on, which is very, very interesting. One of the things I wanted to ask you about was there is all this complexity around the certifications. You hear the numbers that there's 400 plus certifications out there and labels, and that these are all rapidly changing as well. And how can design professionals make these product selections using the tools and resources they have now until these advanced tools evolve or continue to come onto the market?
Well, we'll definitely talk about the first party, second party, and third party certification levels, because that's the shades of green discussion that's really important for everyone to know in making product selections and looking at certifications. But to back up a moment, and it touches on what we were speaking about earlier, is the integrated design process.
Yes.
So how do we specify a product? What's the driver? Well, go all the way back. The most successful sustainable projects that we see and that we're involved with start in programming and pre-design to establish what the sustainability goals are.
Okay.
And once those goals are established, that determines where we're headed. That's the driver of what certifications. So,
and those goals aren't just related. I think when people hear that, they think it's just setting water use targets and energy use targets, but it's also about materials as well.
well, it's holistic.
Yeah.
So the owner, the client will say, hopefully the team will develop what's called an OPR, Owner's Project Requirements,
Right.
that again is in early design and programming, and say, it's an owner-occupied building, this is our company headquarters, something to that effect, and healthy indoor air quality is a priority for us.
Right.
Okay, that's a driver.
Yeah.
So now we're going to look at the engineering, the HVAC, air changes. We're going to look at a lot of things. We're also going to look at healthy building materials and to what standards. Well, if it's a school or a healthcare project, there are higher IAQ standards
Yes.
for those building types. That will drive which certification. So it's really project specific as to what you want. Or let's say you're in the Southwest and the owner says, well, we really we want to brand ourselves as really conserving water. Well, is WaterSense going to be a good enough certification for your products, or do you need to go a deeper level?